to Climate Change News. This is Isha Barge. Today's news are. We start this week news with a sad but surprising headline. The decision taken by United States President Donald Trump to shut down a $10 million NASA program monitoring carbon and methane emissions around the world will negatively affect global agreement about cutting down on emissions. The program, which uses satellites and aircraft, is critically in evaluating policies and efforts of country towards controlling global warming and its impact. Europe will continue the program, but with the less advanced satellite. In other countries, things are looking up. The Spanish islands of Ibiza, Mallorca, Menorca, and Formentera currently generate 4% of their electricity from renewables. But following the trends of many other cities around the globe, this dream destination aimed for 35% renewable energy goal by 2030 and 100% by 2050. The Belgian government is drafting a law ensuring solar panels are installed with LED lights in public area as well as ban on diesel cars. The powerful winds that beat the shores of Scotland will be used to produce 50% of its energy by 2020. State Oil is creating the first ever floating wind farm. Wind farms surpassed nuclear power plant energy production in the first trimester of 2018 as the country's Atlantic Ocean coastline uses a gale force, winds accounting for 47% of total energy production. Mix of satellite photos and data from research program, government agencies and organizations. We can now know how cities will literally be swallowed by the sea. The director of the Penn State Earth System Science Center declared that more than 600 million people living in this area will be submerged or exposed to chronic flooding by 2100. Given business as usual burning of fossil fuels and sea level rise 6 to 8 feet. The tools show other consequences for climate change, like coral bleaching, deforestation, night fires, and glacier depletion. A recent research has shown the impact of the new phase of globalization due to an increase in trade between developed and developing countries. The level of production of raw material by lesser developed countries could have critical toll on the environment. The research concludes that while China's coal consumption decreased by 6.5%, fossil fuel consumption in India increased by 9.3% and by other 10% in other developing Asian countries during the same period. This shows how measure of a sustainable growth should be the base of every developing country. A review from the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification showed that the global economy will lose a whopping 23 trillion by 2050 through land degradation. Land degradation neutrality country profile revealed that average losses for 21 of the 169 countries included are equality to 9% of GDP. Asia and Africa bear the highest cost, estimated at 84 billion and 65 billion per year respectively. And in surprising and saddening news, we go to an unknown location. Point Nemo is more than 600 km away from the equidistant island, making it almost impossible to reach by humans. It is not safe from pollution. Up to 26 microplastic particles per cubic meter were found in seawater sample collected nearby the ship taking part in the Volvo Open race. After this news and the impact that more plastic was found recently in the deepest part of the ocean, the Mariana Trench, we can't ask for more evidence that if urgent measures are not taken to stop the production of a plastic, now will be safe. May 12 is World Migratory Bird Day, dedicated to the Earth's greatest traveler that traveled thousands of miles during winter for breeding purpose, is being celebrated by UN Environment with an awareness raising campaign to promote international corporation for their conservation. These birds face more hurdle than ever. Even when they are not traveling, 40% of the total species are in decline, and 1 out of 8 are threatened with this global extinction. Conservation scenario continue to worsen. Heavily armed ivory poachers are killing rainforest elephant in Gabon for profit. The majority of a Gabon's territory is covered by forest, hosting 50 to 60% of the total forest elephant population. But in the last decades, more than two-thirds of them have been killed. A dozen of elephants are shot every day as ivory is particularly prized by traffickers. According to a study published by Wildlife Conservation Society, poaching is responsible for shrinking elephant population to 60% in only 14 years. But has some of the most precious animal face today extinct? Scientists say creating by hybrids of the mammoth could fix the Arctic emissions. The jury is still out on whether humans wiped out the mammoths, but researchers have found evidence that the holy giant were probably the first unintentionally geoengineers like modern day elephants. They were nature's tree pruners, trampling shrubs and keeping tree well trimmed, which ended up modifying landscape to be more productive. Thanks for watching us. This is Isha Barge. We will see you next time.